Rockets look to take charge in front of their Houston home crowd. And we're going to bring it to you live here on 2K Sports. The Washington Wizards come into this one after their win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. And I don't think anybody was expecting that kind of performance. Nobody thought a blowout was in the cards.
Boy, they got hot from three-point range in that game. And that's really what gave them some distance with that lead.
You know, Steve, knowing your history in the game, I know you love to see shooting like that.
Now let's check out our State Farm starting lineups. First for the Washington Wizards. John Wall and Nick Young are the backcourt. Thornton and Blatch up front at the forwards. And it's McGee in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Rockets, Garrett in at point guard. Odom out there with Hayes. Then there's Marion, and it's Martin in at the shooting guard. Hayes down low, guarded by McGee. Clock at 6. Steps back and shoots. Good on the jump shot.
You see very few mistakes from him at that end of the floor.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to speak with Frank Vogel for a minute. When I asked what his approach would be to breaking down this tough defense, he said, patience. If we start getting antsy out there, we'll start making mistakes and the whole game will unravel. It's a matter of us playing within ourselves and not getting too panicked when things don't go our way. Patience is key, Kevin.
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks for the report.
You know, that strong defense on the other side obviously has them a big concern.
Yeah, no question. And they're so good when you isolate, they're going to really close you down. So you've got to keep player movement, ball movement, try to get that defense on the move. That's the only way you're going to get good shots against this team.
Here is Wall. Lamar Odom picking up that last basket. And McGee kicks to Young. And it's rejected. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Here is Wall. 17 points for him last game against Cleveland. That is good. Young's got his first 2 points of the night.
That pass was right on the money. Set the play up perfectly.
Here's Garrett. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
He worked his way around the bigger man and found the hoop. Great play.
Yeah, really nice play. Wasn't bothered at all.
Lewis misses. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against Detroit. Left side, Martin. Three-pointer. The shot by Odom, no good. On defense, the Rockets. This is the second outing of the season against the Wizards.
Well, and they got the better of them that game, I thought, by forcing turnovers. Their defense was terrific, and they were able to get out in transition and get some easy hoops.
The shot by Marion, no good. Washington trailing. Lewis on the wing. Corner shot. It's rebounded by Hayes. Getting in the passing lanes, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers. Here's a second look with the Sprite Slam Cam.
Well, he took that one to the rack with some purpose.
I'll say beautiful dunk there, Steve.
Yeah, how about the agility? You know, just the power and the skill. Impressive.
Now here's Wall, averaging 14 points a game. Deflected. Stolen by Martin. The finish. And the serious dunk to finish it off.
As soon as they forced that turnover, they really attacked the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Blatch backing down. Straight up. Odom grabs the board. Odom's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Gets it to go. 10 points for him.
Another bucket there, trying to extend this lead, guys.
I like what they're doing. I mean, putting together a run here, building that lead. They could get to the finish line comfortably.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
The coach doesn't look pleased at all. He's going to try to iron things out.
Let's check out some of the best shooting teams out there. For Rockets, number 1.
Kevin, I've always said shooting percentage individually and for a team is a function of the kinds of shots you get. This team leads the league in shooting percentage because, 1, they have good shooters, but 2, they take high-quality shots. They're a very disciplined group.
For the Rockets, Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Odom. And it's Turner in for Kevin Martin. The Wizards also changing it up. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for JaVale McGee. And Ellington is subbed in for Nick Young. Here's Wall, looking for his first bucket of the game. Shot to stop the run. Stolen.
Boy, you got to love that kind of anticipatory defense.
A quick shot. Again, the Rockets score.
Well, thanks to some good shooting, they're off to a nice lead here.
Well, they hit the ground running, Steve, from the tip-off, and they've yet to slow down.
Now here's Wall. It's tipped. He passes to Ellington. Wide open. And that's good for two.
Well, he found the open man on the perimeter and got the ball to him.
Goes up strong with one hand and finishes attack.
Well, they've got the big lead early. We'll see if they can continue this momentum.
Yeah, you know, guys, they've been strong on both ends of the floor so far, and I think they can keep it up.
There's 1:38 left in the first quarter. The dish to Blatch. Arthur on him.
Well, they've started this game off with very sloppy play. That's 3 turnovers.
Oh, Alexander!
How's that for finishing with flavor?
Absolutely fantastic.
I think he was saving that one for a special occasion.
Now the pass to Ellington. For the 3, Lewis is called for a loose ball foul. That's his first foul. So for the Rockets, Lamar Odom, he's checked in for Hayes. Battier comes in for Terrell Arthur. And it's Martin in for Evan Turner. Then for the Wizards, JaVale McGee's checked in for Blatch. Young comes in for Wayne Ellington. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for John Wall. Here's Ridnour, and he races to the bucket for 2. Ridnour's got his first bucket of the night on the wing mirror. Outside Martin. There's the pick. Fires top of the key. Hits the front of the rim and out.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Now, here is Ridnour. Defense is right there. Gets it to go.
For 3.
Ridnour's got his second bucket of the night. He's guarded by Ridnour. Pass to Battier. Outside Odom. There's the 3. The shot, no good.
As a player, you always want to be able to answer back, but he just didn't have it in him that time.
Garrett gets called for the reach. That's his first foul.
First personal foul, team's first.
Here's Lewis. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Battier with the steal.
Boy, that's an empty possession when you're that loose with the basketball.
From the arc. No good trying to beat the buzzer. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Rockets lead by 7.
Just to start.
He's got 16. Garrett, he's in at the point. Jefferson out there with Marion. It's Hayes, and it's Martin in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Well, he was being overly optimistic there, thinking he could make that pass.
Wizards trail by 10. From 11 feet away, it's rebounded by Richard Jefferson.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Covered by Wall.
Any dunk contest, that's a 10 for sure.
Well, he'll earn himself a place in the next one if he keeps pulling those off.
Well, he better be in it. I know I want to see it.
That was our Sprite slam cam on the replay. Nice job by the camera crew. Deflects the pass. Rockets leading by 12. Kevin Martin on the wing. He picked up 39 points in their last one against Detroit. And here are the Wizards now, down by 12. The 10-footer. It's rebounded by Richard Jefferson. He's got 20. Here's Garrett. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Lamar Odom, he's checked in for Sean Marion.
And last season, the NBA really stepped up its efforts to try to curb player arguing. And they doubled the fines for technicals. They started calling more and more T's on players for overt gestures. So the players really had to respond and adapt.
Blatch, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And those points are made possible by that perfect entry pass.
Trying to add a few more points to their lead.
Simply need to just stay the course, Kevin. That's it.
It's been a good course so far.
Yep.
Here's Odom, and he lays it straight in. Odom's got his second bucket of the game to go. And going back to the new respect for the game emphasis, as it was called last season, the Players Union filed a complaint, I remember, saying that in stifling the players' passion and exuberance for their work, the changes might actually harm the game. I mean, Clark, what do you think of that?
Well, I think that's an overreaction by the Players Union. I mean, the controversy didn't last very long, Kevin. We did see an unprecedented number of technical fouls getting rescinded by the league. So I think the league and the officials were still finding the balance as far as how stringent to be. But I think overall, it was a good thing.
To the middle. A shot's good from Hayes. And the Rockets lead by 14.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. You look at Houston, best team in the conference, really having a nice season, looking to maintain that through the playoffs. And of course, Dallas, right on their tape.
You know, checking out the Rockets, they've caught a lot of folks off guard. I mean, they've made a big-time leap forward.
Yeah, they sure have. They've made great strides since last season, and give them credit. I mean, they've worked hard. They've earned this, and I think they've done it through a really aggressive team play. They've been selfless in their approach, and they've worked. I mean, they have worked really hard to get to this point.
Goes up on the wing. That's good on the jump shot. 25 points in the game.
Well, that was a nice start. After having a good first quarter, he's showing us more of the same here.
And here is Ridenour. He has 7. Working it around now. And Lewis backs down. Shot clock at 6. Easy shot. A nice shot by Yee. Yee's got his first points in this one. Rockets leading by 14. It's blocked. There's 1:17 left now here in the second. Poked loose. So it's Houston now. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Well, they did a nice job of playing together as a team, creating open looks for each other. And they were really knocking down some open looks.
Well, it makes for a coach's good dream when you can get easy chances and hot shot makers.
Lewis with the 3. Rockets with the rebound.
I think he's just got to compose himself, gather himself. He may be trying a little too hard out there. Let it flow, let it happen, don't force it.
Ridenour dishes to Lewis. The Wizards with another miss.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these 3. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
About 3 seconds between shots.
Oh! There isn't anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
A serious degree of difficulty on that one. They're trying not to give the ball handlers any room.
Certainly not with the full court man-to-man.
Misses the wing J. Now Yee, and they're pushing it up. The 3. They get it back. No good on that last second attempt there. And so we conclude the first half. Rockets on top, leading by...
Nothing can beat the NBA on a Friday night. It was the Bobcats with the win against the 76ers in Philadelphia. So far, they've...
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Here's Odom. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Washington, Thornton and Blatch up front at the forwards. John Wall and Nick Young are the backcourt. And it's McGee in at the center, filling out the middle. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
First personal foul, teams first. Shooting for Washington. Andre Blatch.
Free throw, no good for Blatch. Rockets leading by 12. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by John Wall. Feeds to Young. The three, good on the shot. Young's got 5 points so far.
You know, guys, he's always looking for that open three. I mean, that's his strength, and sometimes the best time to get the three is in transition. You know, he's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
And Wall kicks over to Blatch. Over Odom. Again, the Wizards score.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
And he slams it home. Here's the replay on the Spike Slam cam.
The windmill finish. Now that's nasty. How do you do?
Finishes the play. Utter disregard for his own safety.
Look at his teammates. They're just shaking their heads. I mean, he must have told them to look out for that one.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
With this break in the action, we can see the top passing teams in the league, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard. The Rockets, number 1.
You know, if there's a stat that coaches really would be impressed by and proud of, it's assists, leading the league in assists. And this team is outstanding. Not only do they have excellent scores, but everybody is willing to make the extra pass and share the basketball.
Lewis against Marion. Here's Blatch. Garrett gets the board inside.
Now, still a great start to the half after hitting their first three, even before that.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
And Wall kicks to Young. The feed to Blatch. Tries from the block. Garrett snatches it inside. Rockets leading by 13. Got a piece of it. They're moving the ball. Fades back. And here comes Wall. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Goes up. Finishes the break with a slam.
Defense wasn't able to get back fast enough to contest.
Well, they were caught flat-footed after committing the turnover that time, guys.
And they're moving it up. He dishes it to Marion, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
John Wall.
And making a change here, the Wizards. Evans is checked in.
At the line for the Rockets, Sean Marion. Shooting 1.
And he completes the three-point play. Here is Wall. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop it, but you've got to find a way to contain it.
As we grind through the season, let's see how the East is shaping up. Take a look at the Heat. Here in the middle of the season, they're in great shape, sitting atop the conference. And of course, Washington just way behind.
Checking out Washington, they've not achieved any of even the most modest goals they've set for themselves so far.
Well, it's been a tough year, Clark, no question. There was a lot of talk from them before the season about proving the doubters wrong. But at this point, the doubters look right. Tell you what, guys, he's helped his team just about every way possible today.
Yeah, he's been without a weakness today, Steve. I mean, he's been excellent in every area.
Yeah, he's almost putting on a little show out there with that fadeaway jumper.
There's the screen by Blatch. And Young kicks to Wall. 6 on the shot clock. Sean Marion covering. No good with the elbow jumper.
He thought he made that one.
He sure did. I mean, it was an excellent look. It just... Oh!
Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase.
Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
Evans outside. Guarded by Marion. Dishes to Young. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. It's off to Charlotte for them after this game as they take on the Bobcats. And that game will be game 3 of 5 away from home. Shane Battier is checked in for the Rockets. E.G. and Lee, and he's checked in for the Wizards. Blatch against Odom. 37 points for him. Here's Garrett. Takes it up and blocked. And they keep possession. Count that one. Hayes has got his second basket.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities. He doesn't really scare a defense at all. You've seen him miss quite a few just like those.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. For the Rockets, Terrell Arthur. He's checked in for Hayes. Jefferson comes in for Lamar Odom. And it's George in for Kevin Martin. No good, and they don't get the three-point play. And here's the break. And here's Young from the arc. That's good. Young's got 10 points.
Come on now, you got to pay better attention than that on a shooter like him. He'll make that 10 times out of 10.
Let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who the best defenders have been over the past month. Here are your steals leaders. You look at Wall, such quick hands, second in the NBA.
Boy, it's been a great few weeks for him, Kevin, especially when you look at what he's done defensively. His effort there has kind of reminded me of the Tasmanian Devil, and he's actually helped this team create scoring opportunities off its defense.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 58 seconds left to play in the third. Changes up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
First personal foul, team second. Shooting for Washington, John Wall.
Here's Evans. Lets it go from deep. Sean Marion grabs the miss. Garrett in a 2-guard. Marion is out there with Shane Battier. Then there's Earl Boykins. And it's Hayes in at the center. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Inside Leaner. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Well, one of the things I think the NBA has been very progressive with is the use of instant replay. And they've expanded its use the last couple of seasons. And I think it's a good thing, as long as it doesn't slow the game down too much.
Garrett. Oh, what a finish with the reverse dunk.
I don't know what to say about that. I mean, he went reverse on it. Beautifully done.
Clark Words can't even do that one justice.
Just let the pictures tell the story, guys.
You talk about the increasing use of instant replay, over 10 different triggers for it. Most at the end of quarters or in the last 2 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, you know, I don't think players mind waiting a minute or two. I mean, the officials do a good job of getting to the right result. And when it comes down to those big calls, the most important thing, Kevin, is getting the call right. And more times than not, that's exactly what happened.
He kicks it to Young. It's stolen by Jefferson.
I really don't like what I'm seeing their last couple of possessions, Kevin. That's 2 turnovers in a row, careless turnovers at that.
Now they're getting a little casual with the ball. They've got to nip that in the bud right now. Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
They're making this a runaway.
Now the only question now is how big will this...
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. Washington making some changes. Andre Blatch, he's checked in for Howard. Lewis comes in for Maurice Evans. And John Wall subbed in for Luke Ridnour. Here's Young. Takes a 3, gets it to go. Young's got 6 in the quarter.
And everything's falling from the three-point line here in the second half.
And guys, you know, one fed into the... A monster throwdown. Wow. Boom.
Good job there. No hesitation taking the ball right to the rack.
You know what, guys? Always the best plan in that situation.
Outside, Wall. Passes to Young. He feeds it to Blatch. Again, the Wizards score. Here is Boykins. The 3 is launched. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. McGee's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Lewis. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
They've raised their field goal percentage just above 50% here. They actually look like a totally different team than what we saw in the first half. Much better execution offensively.
Well, he continues to light it up. He's the leading scorer in this game, guys.
Washington calls timeout.
And obviously, coach doesn't want them giving up all these inside buckets. They need to do a better job of moving it.
1:19 left to play here in the 4th. Here's Garrett. Again, the Rockets score.
They have no answer for him. He's just putting on a dominant display of offense.
You know, when you look at cable and video games, the internet now with smartphones as well, it's pretty amazing how much more accessible the game is to fans than it was back when I played in the days of hot pants.
Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for the Rockets. Arthur comes in for Kevin Martin. Oh, and out of this world reverse jam. Woo.
Yeah, this is a done deal here. They've pretty much finished this team off.
Yep, we can put this one in the books. Too much to overcome now.
Going back to the all-digital distribution of the game, Steve, the NBA deserves credit for really staying on the cutting edge.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you can see games now in 3D. You can see it on your phones. You can see games on the internet. It's just amazing to think about the innovations in technology that have taken place in the last decade and how they have affected our game.
Launches a 3, gets it to go.
Looks like it's over. Double-digit margin, clock running down. Just take care of the ball now.
Yep, it's a simple equation. This one's over. Use the clock and take care of the orange.
Wall gets the bucket from 20 feet away. Pulls up on the wing. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Player of the Game.
should have taken back this moment. These words I spoke, I know it. Now I can see clearly. I folded.
According to sources within the league office, you have just been named the conference's Player of the Week once again. Who do you most credit for this award?
Well, I don't think I can single out any one person or group of people. Basically, everyone involved, the coaching staff, my teammates, the fans, my family, they're all to thank for this great accomplishment. Thanks to everyone.